Gareth Bale is now a player of LAFC. This is a big coup, not only for LAFC, but for the MLS. Gareth Bale, now at 32 years old, obviously he's not the player that he once was. Like, he was mercurial. He was, blazing speed. He was amazing. At one point, he was in the discussion for best player in the world, and he was the most expensive transfer of all time at one point, going to Real Madrid from Tottenham. And he had some great moments. As a Real Madrid fan, Hala Madrid, I know all the great moments that he had, winning Champions Leagues, getting assists, winning Copa del Rey, winning La Ligas. Unfortunately, he had a fallout with the board, with the coaches, and he didn't get as much playing time as he probably deserved the last few years. He's still a very good player, and I think we see it the most nowadays with the Welsh national team, with Wales getting them to the World Cup, still showing class, still scoring banger goals when he puts on that red and white jersey with Wales. So he's obviously still class. There was interest from several Premier League teams to get on the transfer from Real Madrid. There was rumors that he might be even going to Italy. He definitely still had the talent. He's not that old, 32 years old. He still had a couple good years to still compete in Europe, to still play in one of the top 5 leagues in the world. And honestly, I thought that was going to happen. I did not think that he was going to be going to the MLS, like, at all. Like, there's always rumblings for players that they're going to end up in the MLS. Like, when Aguero was leaving City, I kind of thought like it was more likely that he was going to go to the MLS. I'm like, where is he realistically going to go? He ended up going to Barcelona, and then he had to retire because of a heart condition. But with Gareth Bale, almost assumed that he was going to go back to the Premier League. It just made so much sense. He's from Wales. He's British. Like, he's probably the greatest British soccer player of all time. So it just made sense for him to go back to the Premier League. I kind of had it as a foregone conclusion. And these, Premier League teams are probably one of the few teams that could afford his wages. But LAFC comes through and signs him up, and now he's joining LAFC with Cellini, and they have a great program going over there now. They're really attracting their fans. Some of my old roommates live in LA now, and they go to the games, and they tell me that the atmosphere is amazing. The crowd's cool. The stadium is right, just enough to have like a good amount of people there. Have a crazy environment. It's just fun. People that don't even like soccer like that be showing up, supporting LAFC. So it's great for LAFC. It's great for the MLS, and I'm excited to catch a game. I'm in the Bay Area, so when LAFC comes to play against the Earthquakes, I'm definitely gonna try to catch a game. And Gareth Bale, I think he shouldn't be too upset. I know there's people criticizing him, saying that this is a cop out, that he should have competed more. I think he should be more criticized for how he obviously Real Madrid had some fault with how the last 2 years went, but Gareth Bale also, he had that poster where he was saying that Wales national team, golf, and then Real Madrid. So it was both sides were both giving shots at each other, taking shots at each other. It's a shame that it ended that way, but I don't think there's any shame in him going to MLS at this stage of his career. I don't think he has anything to prove. He won the Champions League. He was a key piece to a lot of those Champions League victories. He was, for the most part, a good locker room guy. Like, you never really heard of any player really complaining about him. It was more like coaches and like agents talking to the team, seeing what they could do, getting him to a different team, getting him paid, all that stuff. But I think if you look back at Gareth Bale's career, you'll see that he's the greatest British player of all time, and that doesn't go lightly. Like, he was amazing. He was great. He was competing for Ballon d'Oros at some point. Like, you really thought this guy could be the best player ever, and he didn't quite get there. But there's nothing to be ashamed of that when you played in the same generation as Messi and Ronaldo. Like, there's no shame in not ever winning a Ballon d'Or or not ever being considered the best player in the world. So hats off to Gareth Bale. I hope you enjoy LA. I hope you enjoy the MLS, and if anything, it brings more eyes to the MLS. The MLS, whose inception I think was in 1996. So we're going almost on 30 years, or no, 22 plus 4, 26 years. We're going on 26 years, almost 30 years of MLS. These type of moves, bringing these type of marquee players still in good form, in good shape. Not like, I don't think Gareth Bale is ready to retire. Obviously, they call it MLS retirement league, but I think this is a good move for the MLS. And these are the type of moves that will keep bringing attention to the MLS and keep raising the level of the league. So, bravo, all sides. Like Gareth Bale, collect your money, enjoy LA. It's gonna be a great time. And if you have any other business ventures, I think LA is the place to be. I think he probably thought of that. That's why he's making that move. So, shout out to Gareth Bale. Appreciate your time in Real Madrid. You're an amazing player, greatest British player of all time, and best of luck with LAFC. I hope you bring them their first MLS Cup championship ever.